So the Dow Jones is up with over 1,000 points, to be exact, 1,110 points. Why, what, when, where, what is happening with the overall market? Let's break it down. Let's go to SPY, break down the technicals and indicators that we had today to learn for your futures trading. So as you see, we opened up at about $638, and then we went all the way up to $651. The highest point was about 3.2%, 3.02%, but we ended up down with up with 2.91%. Makes a difference percentage-wise. It's a matter of 10%, but the point is, let's break down the technical indicators where you could have entered an exit for today and why I didn't trade more in the afternoon. Let's break it down. So first thing first, in the morning, we had a double top right over here. Nice. One loop, two loop, all the way down. Again, one loop, two loop, down. Beautiful. So if you made your trend line, like I keep on showing you guys, it's very important because it has to get into your head. You make a trend line all the way across from the first candle that's sticking out right over here. Perfect. Like I keep on showing you. And then you know when to enter. You exit. You enter over here. You pull out right over here by the first green bullish candle that you see. You cash in a nice 100% plus gain in 0 days to expiration. Beautiful, beautiful play. But then we had a V, and like I mentioned in my other previous video, you always have to ignore this. Whenever you see the V shape, you run out. So whenever you see the first green bullish candle, you have to run, escape, because you're going to be trapped inside there. You're going to lose all your investments. Although even if you buy puts and options trading right over here, going all the way down, and then you hold it until here, I guarantee you're going to be in a loss. Although you could have cashed in over 100% gain in your 0 days expiration. And again, 0 days expiration is very, very risky. It's not meant for beginners traders, only for a high professional trader. So please like, share, subscribe to become a professional trader. And again, this is the point of this channel is to teach you guys the real technicals and indicators and how to day trade the proper way. Now, next, moving forward, you had a small M, small double tap over here. So you could have put over here and then go cash in over here. But the reason why it didn't go all the way more down, I'll tell you why. Because I mentioned this also in my previous video. Whenever you have the bigger the double tap, the bigger the drop, right? The bigger the loop, the bigger the drop. Smaller, the smaller the drop. So we had one over here, very small. We have another one, very small. So I thought over here it's going to cause a triple, but in the end, it went back up and double. So again, so we weren't in these trades over here because it was too small, too choppy for me, or whatever. So it made no sense. And we're chopping. Moving forward all the way over here. This was at about 12:37 to be exact. Donald Trump came out saying that the Iran is ready to open the Hormuz gates for everybody, and we're going to be getting oil again, and the war is going to finish. We're holding by a peace deal and everything, blah, 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 blah. So the market rallied all the way up to 649. It went literally from 641 to 649. That was a $9. So we entered right here, this bullish green candle. The reason why I did over here is because whenever you see the first big, huge green candle and it's moving up quickly, that means something massive happened now. And then the second later, like the news came out, we were able to see it. And that was the truth. Trump came out saying that Iran is ready to make a peace deal. So we climbed all the way up. So this is where I was also in. But then we stopped trading right over here and we saw this bearish candle. It's pretty small over here, but it started off pretty big because like you see the red candle going all the way till here. So whenever you see the first red big candle, you're going to exit right away because then we're going to be chopping down. Whenever the market goes up huge, tremendously, the market is going to come back down. Remember that. And another thing to remember, in order for the market to go up, the market also has to go down. In order for the market to go down, the market has to go up, vice versa from always. So you always have to just focus and concentrate on your trades. So we left it like right over here at this candle. I don't remember if it was this candle or this candle. Well, it makes no difference because like more or less the same. Point being, we exit over here. Thank God we exited there because then the market was chopping all the way, like literally chopping, and we didn't trade at all over here. Although I could have made a nice, decent profit entering over here, exiting to the highest point. Let me make a trend line for you guys. See, like perfectly aligned, just like that. Right over here, we could have made a nice, decent, but we didn't because the technicals and indicators declined. When I say technicals and indicators, I mean the RSI, the MACD, the MA10 and the MA50 and VWAP. It just made no sense. Absolutely made no sense. That's why we just chopped and left. Now, well, moving forward, let's show you guys an SPX, the same exact thing, same exact trades, just to whoever is interested in SPX. We had over here a double tap, 1, 2 down, the V right over here, and then chop, going up, and then chop, going a bit more up, and then chop. That was the more or less the day. So we only traded in the morning and the afternoon, and I hope you guys didn't trade in the afternoon because whoever traded in the afternoon must have lost a lot of money because technical indicators declined. Let's go to Tesla. Let's check out Tesla. Going over here, so we had a nice double tap. Beautiful. This is actually a beautiful double tap over here. Cash in, beautiful. We had a V over here, same thing. So we exited, and then chop, and then the Trump's news came out. Chop, and then boom, we could have made another trade over here, but we missed it as well. So The reason why the market was chopping also because we didn't hear anything from Iran or from Israel or anything. Like nothing was confirmed or anything. Trump was just like blabbering away, and that's the fifth lie, by the way, that he's saying. Because then 5 minutes later, Iran came out saying, "Oh, we don't want a peace deal yet. We're not ready yet. You guys are still in our territory, and you guys are going to make a ground invasion. Stop fooling the whole entire world." And that's how it's going back and forth. So you really have to watch what you're doing. Now let's go to the VIX. I mentioned in my previous video that we can either go up above 30 or we could go below and end up at 25, and that's exactly what happened over here. And if you don't believe me, let's go to the 10-minute chart. Look at this. So we were yesterday. This is actually overnight over there. Here, we started over here at 29, and then we came all the way down to 25. Absolutely insane. What is going to happen with the VIX right now? So there's two case scenarios. Case one is where the market is not going to react to Trump's news, and the market is going to become bearish again. So the market is going to go make a nice decline in SPX or SPY, and then we're going to be down tomorrow with 1 or 2%. And then vice versa, where more news comes out from Iran and it's pretty positive, the market's going to rally back even more up between 2 to 3% as well. Because like we're after a war now, and everything's just going to skyrocket. So you really have to watch what you're doing. I'm not telling you guys if it's going to go up or down. What I can tell you is you have to look at the VIX to make sure to measure the volatility. The same goes with, let's say SPX. When you're going to go to options trading, let's say you want to do calls or puts, you have to look into, let's go to 1 day to expiration. You have to look at intrinsic volatility. Right now, the volatility is at 22, but today in the afternoon it was trading at the highest point was 51. Therefore, we couldn't trade any options because volatility is too high. And then volatility is great when it's high, only when the market moves with huge numbers. But the market was chop, chop, chop. This is the 10-minute chart. Let's go to the 1-minute chart, right? Just like I said, chop over here, and then we had chop over here. So let me know what you guys want to learn in next video or anything. Please like, share, subscribe. Thank you for watching.